we are back again in the Lotus room for installment 3 of our chakra challenge. I am Dr. Shantasia Simone Shorter, the manifestation of peace and blessings earned with every lesson learned. My personal mission is to birth and rear a new nation of leaders, thinkers, strivers, and survivors. I am an alchemical healer, and I teach people how to take the murkiness of what they've been through emotionally, spiritually, trials and tribulations, and use all of that to emerge, transcend, and grow like a beautiful lotus flower. So that's why this is called the Lotus room. So today's focus is the solar plexus chakra, which is the third chakra within our set of 7 energy centers. In Kemetic terms, it is known as Ab or Ob, which is spelled A-B or O-B. We have already smudged and cleansed our space today with our Palo Santo. And we have already lit our solar plexus candle. And I will make sure to include the information for that in the description box below. So what we're going to do now is we are going to take some of this oil, just a little bit, so I can show you. I just want to pour it in my hand so I can show you that you can actually pour this directly onto your skin after it being lit. So what I like to do is I like to take it and I like to put it on my arms, but I also like to put it on the energy center that we focus on for the particular session. So since we're focusing on the solar plexus today, this is the area above and around the navel. So we just take a little bit of that massage oil, meditation, aromatherapy oil, and we rub it on our solar plexus, rub it into our hands, rub it into our arms. If you got a little bit left, you can rub it into your neck. And begin to inhale the beauty of the solar plexus chakra, okay? So the solar plexus chakra is, if you haven't noticed, the color for this chakra is yellow, and so that's why I'm wearing yellow today. You can also use gold to represent that particular chakra. But this chakra, this energy center, is the third and final energy center in the lower self. So when you study Kemetic Yoga, it shows you a diagram of the energy centers and how it aligns with several different Kemetic symbols within the Kemetic teaching. So it aligns with the tree of life, it aligns with the pyramid, it also aligns, the lower self is associated with Amit, which is a serpent god who is part crocodile and 2 other animals, if I'm not mistaken. But Amit is an animal that is kind of crunches down to the ground. So Amit represents the lower 3 chakras, and the solar plexus chakra is the third and final energy center that focuses on fully integrating your lower self. So in order for you to be able to effectively integrate the upper chakras, transcend and ascend into the higher energy centers effectively, the work that you have done from your root, your sacral chakra, come together to help you to be able to then access your willpower, which is your sacral chakra, okay? It is the total integration of the lower self. It is also about your self-esteem. It is about your personal power, how you translate that personal power in the world around you. How do you exercise this power? Do you suppress that power? Do you release it full force aggressively? Or do you have a perfectly balanced use of your power? Your power is your weapon. Think of it like a gun or a sword. If you do not know how to utilize it, then it can kill you. So yes, the solar plexus is very important. This space is also about perseverance, and it is also about abstractly being able to digest the world around you, but physically and concretely, this is where all of our digestion takes place. And when that digestion is properly working, you are able to receive the nutrients and the flow of energy throughout your body easily. But when you have digestive issues such as constipation or diarrhea or whatever the case may have you, that is also an indication that you need to clear out the solar plexus energy source and do some work there. So of course, our yoga session today is going to show you exactly how to do that. The crystal that I like to use for this particular chakra would be yellow jasper. It's really good for working with the solar plexus chakra. But without further ado, we are going to get right into our meditation and then transition right into the actual yoga poses associated with the solar plexus. So in Sanskrit, the solar plexus is known as Manipura. Okay, its mudra, its hand symbol, has you bring your left and your right hand together, and you're going to take your left thumb and fold it over your right hand, and then you're going to take your right thumb and fold it over your left hand. All right. The mantra that we recite, and then you're basically just going to hold it right here at your solar plexus. The mantra that you recite as you begin to unlock that yellow energy is Ram. So you want to roll your tongue when you say it. Ram. Alright? So what we're going to do is we're going to form our mudra, place it on our solar plexus. Make sure that you are sitting up straight. If you need a pillow to sit on in order to keep your back straight, then by all means use that, but make yourself comfortable and come into this position. Alright, so we're going to take a few deep breaths in and out. And each time that you inhale in, you want to try to make your stomach expand a tad bit further, and then push it out. And inhale more deeply each time. And as your stomach expands, you'll find that the air will begin to travel down into their roots and sacral chakra areas as well. And push it out. In, out. In, and out. Now we're going to do 3 recitations of our mantra, which is Ram. So on the count of 3, listen. Ram. Inhale. Ram. Inhale one more time. Ram. And as you release your breath and allow the air to flow through your body, visualize the color yellow. And continue to breathe. Our affirmation for today deals with power, and it states that I allow my power to flow freely through me. No energy is destroyed. All energy is transmuted and used for perseverance to my higher self. Alright, slowly open your eyes. Release from the mudra. Allow your hands to loosen. And now we're going to come out of our meditation pose. And we are going to go into our first set of poses, all right? So we're going to warm up all of our energy centers with a little sun salutation. So if you've seen any of the other videos that I've done, we come to all fours. We square our knees with our hips. Make sure our back is straight. And we're going to do a few cat and cows before we get into our sun salutation, just to warm up this solar plexus area, okay? So as you engage in the cat and cow, you want to make sure that you are holding this navel, sucking your navel in toward the sky, so that you're keeping that area tight and you are fully engaging your solar plexus as you go through the exchange of the cat and cow poses, all right? So your cat pose requires you to curl your back up, navel toward the sky, shoulders toward the ground, head toward the ground, and you will breathe out in this position. Then we're going to transition into our cow pose, which causes you to arch your back, bring your shoulders toward the ceiling, and inhale. All right? So we're going to do a few rounds of cat and cow, exchanging back and forth, breathing at a pace that is comfortable to us. Okay? In toward the sky, out to our cat pose. In and out. In, out, in, out. Now we're going to lock our toes into the ground. Make sure our shoulders are steady, elbows are locked inward, and we're going to press upward into downward facing dog. Downward facing dog is a rest position, but this position is also great for the solar plexus because you still have to engage that ab area. So you want, once you get into this position, you want to lock your elbows and push inward toward your knees. Bring your tippy toes up if you can. And take 3 deep breaths from this position. And release down toward the floor. 3 deep breaths. On your last breath, you're going to bring your feet in between your hands into a forward fold. All right, guys, so the sun salutation footage was a little funky, so I decided to cut it out. But instead, I gave you a visual of the steps for a sun salutation here. So I'm going to walk you through it. We are going to go in a clockwise position. So we'll start at the top and we'll work our way around, and I'll explain each one of these positions. So we begin at the top in the standing position, hands at heart center. We're going to then go down to the picture to the right where the hands are reaching backward and we're stretching our backs and we're arching our backs. As we do this, we are doing so slowly and bringing our bodies forward into a forward fold, which is the third position here on the diagram. When you are folding forward, you want to make sure that you do so slowly. Make sure that your back is straight and make sure that you are bending and allowing each vertebrae, bending at each vertebrae, right? So you don't want to just move into that position quickly. So from the forward fold position, you're going to step backward into the fourth position, as you see there, in like a plank. It's going to bring you into a plank position. Then it's going to bring you down to the fifth position, which is the downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you're going to go into a plank position. From that plank position, you're then going to go to that bottom image where you see the back is arched, the buttocks is in the air, and the hands are on the ground. From this position, you'll go into a cobra or an upward facing dog, which is the next position. You'll go back into stepping forward from that downward facing dog, and then you will end up back into a forward fold position. You'll stretch it backward once again, and then you'll bring it to heart center and do it all over again. So sun salutations are used to get the body going and get our muscles warmed up, get blood flowing through to all of our muscles so that we're better able to ease into the different positions that we go into throughout the rest of this practice. So as you do this, you will work your way through these positions. We will do, ordinarily I would begin with about anywhere from 4 to 7 sun salutations just to get the body going and get that blood flowing and, you know, get that heat flowing and get that life force energy flowing through us. And so that's what you'll do. You start at heart center and standing position, bring it down, forward fold, step back into a plank, take that plank into a downward facing dog, bring it downward facing dog, back into a plank, and then you would take it down to that position at the bottom, bring it back up to an upward facing dog, downward facing dog, step it back, forward, stand up, bring your feet together into a forward fold position, bring it back, and then bring it back to heart center. All right. Now back to our normally scheduled yoga practice. All right, so now we're in warrior pose, okay? So with warrior pose, we are going to step back on our right leg. And we want, so what we'll do is we will make sure that both legs are locked just so you can have a good angle. So lock both of your knees. Make sure the toes on your right foot are pointed directly forward. So now that they're pointed forward, you want to kind of make your ankle match up with that back corner with the back left hand corner of your yoga mat, and that's how your toes should be pointed. So the toes on the right leg should be pointed at a 45-degree angle. Toes on the left leg should be pointed forward. Shoulders should be facing forward. Now we want to lunge with our left leg, forming a 90-degree angle. Your knees should be stacked directly on top of your ankles. And this is your pose. You're gonna bring those arms up. And we call this Warrior One. So we're in our Warrior One, and we wanna make sure that we are still engaging here in our solar plexus. So you wanna suck that navel in. Roll those shoulders back. Then you can recite a small affirmation to yourself in this pose. I am a hero. My power flows through me freely. I access and use my power harmoniously. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to bring the arms around. And we want to come into Hero 2, all right? So with Hero 2, we want to make sure that these arms are straight. Look over in front of you, over your left arm. Cite your affirmations again. I am a hero. My power flows through me freely. I easily access my power for personal growth, commitment, and perseverance. All right, so now we're going to drop that right arm, bring it back, flip our left hand, and bring it down to the ground. All right. So now we have transitioned into our triangle pose. And so what we'll do is simply bring left hand down to the ground, straighten out your left leg, and extend your right arm to the sky. And breathe. You should feel some stretching here in your hamstrings or your thighs. Is it your hamstrings? I have to ask my mom. She's the anatomy person. Breathe. And bring it down. Let's go back into our lunge. And from here, we're going to bring our hands to heart center. And we want to turn and bring our right elbow. Let me turn this way so you can see it. All right, so this is the pose. So we're in a warrior. Heart center, bring your right elbow around your left knee, and breathe. And you want to make sure that your toes are firmly planted into the ground. Spread them out. Now you can release. All right, down to the ground. We're going to our plank position. Going to hold the plank. Three breaths from plank. Suck it in. Bring it back up. Now the right leg should be in front, left leg should be in the back. Left ankle making a 45-degree angle, and you're going to lunge into your right leg. Make a 90-degree angle lunge into your right leg. You're gonna bring those shoulders facing forward, drop those arms. Bring them up to Warrior 2. Warrior 2 on the right hand side. And breathe. Drop our arms down to warrior two. All right, we're gonna look forward. Repeat our affirmations again. I am a warrior, a hero. I am powerful. I access my power freely and easily for the purpose of ascending into my higher self. Drop that left hand to the back leg. Flip this right hand. Bring it on back. Down to the ground. All right, straighten out that right leg into our triangle. Extend left hand forward. And breathe. Both hands down to the mat, hands back into the lunge, out into our plank again. 3 breaths. All right, now we're going to drop to our knees. We're going to rest. So we're going to bring our knees out to the outer edges of the mat. Bring our feet together. And we're just going to sit back in child's pose for a few seconds. I don't know about y'all, but I can use the rest position. All right, so let's bring it back up to all fours. Now, see what we can get into. So we have what is called, we're gonna come up on our knees and we're gonna go into what is called the camel pose, all right? So the camel pose requires you to extend backward. So you extend backward basically to wherever it's comfortable for you. So you may only be able to go back and grab your thighs. Some other people may be able to go back to the ground as such. I'm gonna come here from the ground. And we're gonna breathe. Get up. Alright, that was a little difficult. So we're ready to come down into the seated position. Now, we're gonna do a backwards plank. So with the backwards plank, it's basically, it's the same thing as a plank, except you are facing toward the ceiling. So you have your hands firmly planted to the ground, fingers facing directly in front of you. Make sure you spread them out and plant them firmly. And you want to push up, being sure to lock the solar plexus area, like so. Ooh, this was a little difficult for me to get up here. Make sure you're bringing that navel up. All right, and this is how it should look. Woo. All right, let's bring it forward into a forward fold on the legs. Yes. Now you may not be able to touch your feet or your ankles, but You may be able to stretch to your shins, to your knees, wherever's comfortable for you. Alright, so now we're gonna lay back. We're gonna do some leg raises. So hands flat on the ground. You're gonna bring the legs up like so. Bring one leg down like so. And we're gonna try to do some crunches. Y'all see me shake it? Oh my God. So we're gonna try to do 10, all right? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep counting. 9, 10. Whew. Drop it down. I need some rest. All right, let's bring it back up. And we're going to switch it out. Let's hit it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep counting. 8, 9, 10. Down to the mat. I'm sweating, y'all. What about y'all? Y'all sweating over there? We are getting it in today. All right, so we're gonna transition that right into what is called the boat pose. So what you're gonna do is essentially you're gonna come up like this. And if you need to hold your legs, that is okay. Sometimes I'm winded, and if you don't do this often, I know you're winded too. So I'm gonna bring it right here. If you can straighten out your legs and release and breathe. I'm gonna hold. Release it down to the ground. Alright. We're gonna go into our bridge pose, which requires us to flatten our arms and hands on the ground. Bring our feet up. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our pelvis and our navel, and we're gonna raise it to the sky. If you are in advance, once you raise it, you may want to grab your ankles and push up. That's what I like to do. If you have a band, a yoga band, you can wrap the yoga band around your ankles and raise up that way as well. Whatever floats your boat. So let's go ahead and let's get it. I'm going to, all right, so I'm going to show you the basic first. So the basic is just here, and you push up. Make sure that you are engaging your solar plexus, all right? And you want to push up as far as you can, all right? That's the basic. However, I'm going to do this one from the ankles, all right? So on the count of 3, we're gonna push up together. 1, 2, and up. You wanna make sure you push those. Lock those elbows back if you're gonna be grabbing your ankles. And keep your neck still. Take 3 good breaths from this angle. And release. All right. not done back here just yet. We are going to go right into our shoulder stand. So basically you're going to bring your legs to the sky. Use your shoulders for support. Keep your neck still. Do not move your neck. You just want to let your legs stand in a position that is comfortable to you. Trying not to point your toes. Take 3 good breaths from this position. Now we're going to extend backward into our plow pose. Continue to breathe. All right, bring it down to the ground slowly. And exhaling. All right, this next one is called the wheel. So I'm gonna make sure that you right here. So you're going to lock your hands behind you in a backwards position and push up like so. And breathe. And bring it back down slowly. All right, we're gonna come back up to a seated position. Well, actually, we're not. We're gonna come back up to a seated position. We're gonna stay down. And we're gonna transition into a supine twist, all right? So we're gonna lift our right leg, okay? We're gonna take our right leg, left arm, our right leg, bring it out like so, bringing it down to the ground. Extend your right arm out behind you and look toward your right arm. Flatten that right leg, bring the left leg forward. Make sure that your foot is next to your knee so that your body is straight when you do this twist so that you can maximize the stretch and the release. Take your right hand and bring it down like so. Extend your left arm out and look toward your left arm. Take 3 good breaths. Release and bring it up. And now we can come into a seated position, and actually we're going to transition to our stomachs for our final pose of the day, okay, which will be what is called, I always forget them, it's called the bow, all right? So for the bow position, what you'll do is you will lay like so on the ground, but then you're gonna bring your feet up and you're gonna grab your ankles, all right? And when I say go, you are going to bring your shoulders, ankles, and knees up toward the ceiling, all right? All right, so 1, 2, Like so. And breathe. So we're gonna finish out in this position. Take a few moments to meditate. Or we can actually come, now we'll come to the fetal position and begin to close out our meditation for today. Just lay here. Continuing to breathe, allowing your mind to follow your breath. Visualizing the color yellow, gold, and all its hues, from pastel to neon. Allowing your power to shine through. Imagine a big golden yellow ball of light spinning at your navel. Growing larger with each breath. Allowing your body to relax and sink into the floor with each exhale. You can even visualize roots growing out of your body into the ground. Now allow yourself to come back to opening your eyes slowly. Rise into this slowly, still breathing. Coming back into our meditative position. Come back to our mudra, hands together, left thumb crossing over the right hand, right thumb crossing over the left hand. And we're going to close out this meditation with 3 Rams. Ram. This has been another amazing yoga session with the Lotus Room. I thank you so much for joining us again. And we look forward to seeing you in our 4th installment, where we will be clearing out our heart chakras. Family, if this video has benefited you in any way at all possible, I encourage you to visit our website, www.cmwilliamscntr.org, to give us a small donation, a big donation, whatever is on your heart, to help us to continue to provide resources like these educational experiences like these to the youth and adults of the greater Nashville area who desperately need to learn how to rehabilitate themselves from the ongoing toxic stress that they experience on a daily basis. We also have products that we sell for fundraising purposes. Those products can also be found on our website. We have these meditation candles available, which can also be used for massages. We also have yoga clothing that you can use for each chakra. So each chakra has its own little set that you can purchase, and anytime that you want to come and access our videos for our yoga sessions, you can just throw on your little yoga gear, go to the session, and go ahead and clear out that particular energy center. We thank you so much for joining us again, and we look forward to sharing additional experiences with us in the future. We love you. Bye. We have already smudged and cleansed our my gold in the background. I can show you a picture. I'll post a picture and I'll show you what it looks like.